Is Team Sonic Racing gonna get delayed? I discuss my thoughts right now. Before we get started, shout out to Pixel the Hedgehog for creating my new channel icon. I call him Meadow Duckos. Amazing. Hello beautiful people. My name is RidersDX and welcome to my channel where I cover all sorts of things Sonic. Hey, shut up you stupid car in the background. Sonic and SpongeBob related. So I wanted to make this video today because first of all, there's been like no Team Sonic Racing news at all, and I'm like desperate for news because every time I make a news video I get tons of hits on my channel. So without any news, my channel is just gonna die a really slow death. So sorry, I need to compose myself. But in all seriousness, it's September and there is still no release date announced for Team Sonic Racing, and judging by everything that's been going on so far, I'm starting to speculate that we are going to see this game delayed. I mean, technically, they did say that it was targeted for this winter, and they didn't specify whether it would be 2018 or 2019, but come on. If I was Sega, then like, obviously I would target like a November or December release date because you want to have a game there for your biggest franchise to be available during the holiday season. I mean, this is just basic economics, so obviously that's what they targeted it. But the fact that there's no release date now, along with other things I've seen, makes me think that there is a big possibility that Team Sonic Racing is going to be delayed into 2019. So I'm going to go into more depth on why I think exactly this game is going to be delayed. But before we get into that, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these and you want to see more in the future. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at RidersDX if you want to talk about Sonic with me outside YouTube. And the same goes for my Discord server, which is called the Spongy Garden. Go ahead and check that out if you want to join in the discussions. But back to the video at hand. So I decided to take a look at some of the previous main Sonic games that have been released in the past few years and to see like when their release dates were announced, and this is what I found for like the last three main 3D Sonic games. Sonic Forces was actually announced to be released in November on August 31st, so pretty close to around this time, so that's not really a huge indicator. We look at Sonic Generations, and Sonic Generations was actually announced on September 13th. So this evidence would lead you to believe that, hey, if Sega's gonna get this game released this year, we should be hearing like any day now that this game is gonna be released. If we look at when Sonic Colors was announced, Sonic Colors actually got its release date announced all the way back on August 9th. It was announced on August 9th that it would be coming out on November 16th of 2010. So this is more or less around the time that we should be hearing about Team Sonic Racing being released, and if you look at the past history, it would lead you to believe, oh, hey riders, maybe you should like calm down a little bit because this is around the time they're gonna announce the release date, so maybe just hold your horses and just wait a few more days before you start like freaking out. And okay, first of all, I'm not freaking out, maybe I'm just like exaggerating a little bit, but there is another thing that I've been noticing about this game's rollout that leads me to believe that a delay may very well be possible. There's something about this game's rollout that has me a little bit concerned, and that it reminds me a lot about like how Sonic Forces was rolled out. I remember when Sonic Forces was announced, I was really excited for it actually because we got this really amazing epic teaser trailer and it announced Classic Sonic, which I wasn't that really excited about, but it looked so epic and kind of looked like a return to the tone of like the adventure games. Not saying that the tone was going to be like the adventure games, it's just that they were going for more of an epic storyline, which is really great because I really missed that feel for the storyline. Like, I think the last Sonic game that had something like that was Sonic Unleashed. Even with Sonic Unleashed, you could tell the series was leaning towards more like a lighter, more light-hearted storyline, and Sonic Colors was basically that main turning point, like, okay, this is the direction of the series from now on. I think it was necessary at the time because you all have to remember that during the time that Sonic Unleashed was released, there have been so many like epic, like really serious Sonic storylines that came out before then, like Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, and this doesn't count like all the spin-offs that came out around that time too. So I think the series really needed a break from that, but now we're starting to get to that point with these new light-hearted storylines. So I was really happy to see that Sonic Forces looked like it was going to take that similar tone, but of course when the game came out, the story was a piece of shit. Sorry, like I know some of you probably actually really like Sonic Forces, and I don't like have any problems with that. I'm really glad that there were people out there that found joy in the game, but for me personally, as like a long-time Sonic fan, seeing Sonic Forces come out after having experienced Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, and Sonic Generations, it was pretty disappointing for me in like all fronts, like not just the storyline but also gameplay, music. I guess the graphics was still really good though. At least it had that. But anyway, as I was saying, the way that Sonic Forces was rolled out was that very little information about it was given during basically its entire rollout. I mean, it was announced so early, but it was only not until like the summer of the year that it was coming out that we actually saw some gameplay footage of the main modern Sonic stage, which people also were really scared that the gameplay was going to be really linear, and then other people were saying, oh no, this is probably just like the first level, which ironically this was actually like the middle level of the whole game, so that's another thing. But Team Sonic Racing kind of has like a similar rollout so far in that we haven't really seen much of the game. We've only seen I think 2 levels now. Yeah, they just showed another level like a couple weeks ago. It has me concerned that like the reason they're not showing a lot is because they don't have a lot that they want to show, which is not really a good thing if you want to release a game in time for the holiday season. This rollout overall just reminds me so much of Sonic Forces, and of course we've also seen how they're reusing a lot of different stages, how there's only 15 characters. There's a lot of shortcuts that they're making with this game in terms of its development, and it's not something that like I'm happy to see. I'm sure this is still going to be a really decent game. It's still going to be really fun to play. Like I know the Sumo Digital team is a little bit different from the All-Stars Racing teams, but they still have the basic engine there. As long as they don't screw up with like the main core of the game, then it's still going to be a fun game to play. I'm just afraid it's not going to be that much more special beyond that, and it's definitely not looking like it'll be as good as the All-Stars Racing games, for example, which I guess those games are a little bit difficult to live up to. It's especially going to be difficult to live up to when you have only 15 characters and 7 zones in the game. But here's why I think a delay would be a good thing. If we get the game delayed, it means that Sega is actually trying to learn from its mistakes. Like think about it. I think Sonic Forces should have at least been delayed maybe a few more months just to like make the level design maybe a little bit more interesting at least, and maybe like to fix some of the things with the storyline. There's so many things they could have like made better with that game, but maybe just having a few months to spice it up a little bit more would have been good for the game. But Sega has a really long history of not delaying games because they want the games to come out in time for the holiday season. If they actually went to delay Team Sonic Racing for 2019, that would be really surprising to me, because that would mean that Sega actually cares about the quality of this game. And it'd be even more surprising to me because this is a spin-off game. It's not even a main Sonic game. Like this is not something I would expect them to do for a spin-off game. So if they did that, that means that they are trying to learn from their mistakes and they want their product to be better. Like think about it, when's the last time you could think of Sega like delaying something in the Sonic series? Like I can't think of anything right now. If you can, let me know in the comment section, but I can't think of a time recently where they delayed a Sonic game to make it better. So if they are delaying it, then that's really good news to me, because it means to me that Sega is trying to listen and they're trying to make the game's better quality, even though they're like taking so many shortcuts in development. Clearly, I think the next couple of days or maybe the next couple of weeks will be really crucial, because you're gonna see whether or not Sega actually decides to have the game released in 2019 instead of 2018. Because if we don't hear anything about release date for the rest of September, then I think we can assume that this game is not going to be coming out this year. They would not wait until like October to tell people that the game is going to be coming out in November. Like that's stupid. No gaming company is gonna do that. They're gonna make sure you have at least a couple months so that you can adequately promote the game and get the word out about it, so people will actually line up in the store and get it when it's out in the stores. So I think we'll just have to wait for the rest of September to see if Sega actually does delay it. But if they do delay it, I totally welcome it, because it means that Sega is trying to learn from their mistakes and they are trying to change and put out better products. If they don't delay it and the game turns out to be like crappy, then I don't know what else you want me to say. Like Sega just continues to keep making the same mistakes over and over again ever since Sonic 06, or even before that. So I don't know, we'll just have to see. But okay y'all, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you want to see Sega delay this game? And if you do, tell us why, and if you don't, tell us why as well. You know, I'm welcome to hear like any other different opinions people have about this game. Do you even think this game needs a delay? Like, from the footage you've seen so far, do you think it looks okay enough that it could be released? Like, I don't know, just let me know your thoughts. But anyway, if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. If you like videos like these, you want to see more in the future, follow me on Twitter, and then join my Discord server, the Spongy Garden. But yep, that is everything. RidersDX is out. Bye bye.